Hey you guys, thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to look at a beautiful face palette from Natasha Denona. This is a brand new palette and this is called the Tan palette. Tan, Bronze and Glow palette. This is so similar to the Bloom palette that she released just a few months ago, but the Bloom palette is limited edition, but to my knowledge the Tan palette is permanent. But please do double check on that, but I think it is permanent. And this retails for the same price as the Bloom palette. Both retail for $55. And I think you do get a tiny bit less product in this, in the Tan and Glow. I think you get only 12 grams of product in this all put together. And in this, in the Bloom palette, you get 13.7 grams. So I'm not, yeah, I think there's a tiny bit of difference on in the quantity you get. And another difference would be, hang on, there are 2 cream products in the Bloom palette, whereas there's only 1 cream product in the Tan palette. So the highlighter base is the only cream product that you get in the Tan palette. So in the Bloom palette, you get the highlighter base, which is a cream, and the blush shade is also a cream product. So you get 2 cream products in the Bloom palette. So 2 cream, 2 powder, the Bloom palette, while in the Tan palette, you get 1 cream and 3 powder products. So that is the Tan palette. But you do have this flap in the top row regardless, although, you know, this is actually, wait, which one? Oh yeah, this is actually powder. This is the only one which is the cream, but you do have the flap in both the palettes and both are pretty much the same, just a different color. I mean, packaging wise, I'm sorry, packaging wise both palettes are pretty much the same and just the color difference. And the packaging is beautiful, so pretty. And Natasha Denona is cruelty free, so the palette is cruelty free, and both the palettes are made in Italy. Hang on, yes, both the palettes, Bloom and Tan, they are made in Italy. And what else? It is cruelty free, not tested on animals, and they do have the list of ingredients at the back of the box in both Bloom and the Tan palette. I think that's it. The Bloom is called Blush and Glow and this is called Tan, Bronze and Glow. So I probably might not have picked this palette up, but the reason I did is because of the marketing. I have to say that this was, if Natasha Denona had marketed this shade, the blush shade, as just a bronzer, I probably might not have picked this palette up because I hardly use bronzers. I mean, it's not that I'm against them, but I just don't incorporate it in my routine, my beauty routine. I just don't. So, but this is, the bronzer shade is marketed as also a blush shade. So this is a blush and bronzer powder. So that's pretty much why I ended up picking this product up. And there's a surprise here. This particular product is a brand new highlighter to her product line altogether. So it's a brand new product. It is the Baked Gelée formula. This is I think up until now she has the Duo Glow highlighters, which are you have the Duo Glow highlighter, which is just a duochrome shade, which is a regular powder highlighter. You do have the Duo Glow here in the, this is coral to gold shift in the Bloom palette. So the Duo Glow is a beautiful highlighter, highlighting formula, but it is a powder formula. And the Super Glow, which I think she came out with last year. Oh, wait, yeah, last spring, maybe, spring or summer, where I mean, the idea is that it's the consistency of the Super Glow highlighters are very thin, but they're super reflective, so that glass-like finish, that very glossy, non-existent kind of consistency. The powder is so thin, but when you move your face, the reflection is beautiful. So that is the idea behind Super Glow highlighter formula, but they are powder formula. It's not a baked gelée. So the brand new, the one with the pattern is called Glow Impact Powder, which is a baked gelée formula. So this is her very first baked gelée formula. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the only brand new formula that she's introduced here in this palette. And this is the blush that I have on my cheeks, and I have very little left, but you know, I don't use like a setting spray or like a primer. Just pretty much I just apply it over powder, moisturizer powder, and just apply it. But I do see that a little bit here, just a little bit of color here. Now I have to say, the color of the blush and the bronze glow is really good. It has a plumish tone, like probably a pink tone to it, but since it is mixed with brown, it kind of looks plum, but it definitely has a pink tone to it, and it's very flesh toned. The Ordinarily I would not go anywhere near a blush that is this color. First of all, I wouldn't know whether it would look good on me. I was just forced to use this as a blush because it is like comes with this palette. But I like it, sure, but I'm more of a red blush kind of gal. So I just want that color. This shade, sure, it looks like a blush, absolutely, but it does not bring life to my face. At least this is my perception. This flesh tone blush does not bring life. It doesn't like bring life to my face. It doesn't bring that youthful look. Not that I look old, but you know, when you use a red blush, you know, especially the one in the Bloom palette, it just pops. Just like, I mean, your face comes to life. That's not the look that this gives. That the you know, the bronze blush powder, it does show up on my skin. It brings some kind of a color to my skin, absolutely, but not that bringing life to your face kind of a, you know, that pop of color. No, but I personally, after using a flesh tone blush, I definitely love a red color. Absolutely, a red blush is always is always my favorite. So yeah, that being said, let's watch everything, you guys, before I just keep on chatting. I do like the Glow Cream Base, which is just a cream highlighter. It goes on really, really well. The tones of the highlighters are champagne and pale gold, and I think she really did well. I just want to swatch using a brush, you know, this. That way you know how it looks. Do I have my wipe ready? Yes, on the floor. So let me just swatch it. It's really good. I'm very impressed with that is the Glow Cream Base, which is the cream highlighter. I'm really liking it. Look at how like it's like I have nothing, and then it's a really beautiful glow, you guys. I really like it. And then let's move on to the Super Glow, which is the powder formula, which is very thin in consistency, but it's really super reflective, that glass-like finish. Let me just swatch that with my brush. It picks a lot. It's really soft. The powder is really soft, but it kind of looks dry just appearance-wise, but it's really soft. It's not very hard, pressed hard at all, and it really, really works beautifully into the skin. So this is the Super Glow. Look at that. Wow. It's really, really pretty, and I love the color. It has this peach, a strong peach tone to it. Look at how wet looking and reflective that is. The Super Glow in this, especially in this palette. I don't think we have a Super Glow in the Bloom palette. No, we do not have a Super Glow in the Bloom palette. We have a Duo Glow, which is just a regular highlighter but the color is duochrome. And then you have the chunky glittery highlighter, which is the Glow Extreme. But we do not have a Super Glow. This is just stunning. Look at that. I'm so impressed. Beautiful. The Super Glow is just absolutely beautiful. And then let me just take off the Glow Cream Base because I want to show you guys the difference between the Super Glow and then the Glow what is this? Glow Impact Powder, which is the, you know, the baked gelée formula. So there's a little bit of dampness in my arm, so I want to show you guys how it might look when it's slightly there's a slight dampness in the skin. That is how it looks with a slight dampness. I will say both, this is slightly has a more glass-like finish than this. I feel this is definitely has that impact, that just a tiny bit more than the Super Glow. But if you apply, let me just build it up and show you guys how it can really take it to a whole new level. But I will say when you apply the baked gelée formula, which is a glow impact powder dry, it's pretty I wouldn't say subtle. It's definitely like a medium metallic highlighter. If you want this intense, there was, since I wiped my arm with you know, a wipe, there was a tiny bit of, just the slightest bit of dampness already on the skin, so that's why it looked so impactful. But you know, if you build it up, let me just build it up over this, over the Super Glow, because that's how it is in usually her face palettes are more like building things up together. I just have the Super Glow Impact, sorry, and I'm going to apply it over the Super Glow, and that is just, it definitely adds. I will say the biggest difference is the formula, but the biggest difference between the Super Glow and the Glow Impact, that is that the formula, obviously the Super Glow is powder and the Glow Impact is baked gelée. But I feel the Glow Impact, which is a baked gelée, has kind of more reflective particles, slightly tiniest bit larger particles when compared with the Super Glow. The Super Glow is just highly reflective, extremely minute shimmers. It just melts into the skin. It's almost non-existent when you really look at it on your skin, but only when you turn you can see the reflection. But the baked gelée formula, which is a Glow Impact, definitely has a tiniest bit of visible glitters that are quite reflective. So I think that's the biggest difference between both. But all in all, I'm very happy with the formula, and let me just take everything off and show you guys finger swatches. Just drying my arm off just for a bit, just for a few seconds because it's quite damp. Then let me just swatch it. That is the cream. The cream is quite reflective. I will say this cream pops way more better than the cream in the Bloom palette, probably because this is more on the champagne side, and it's much lighter on my skin tone than you know, like a straight up peach you know, highlighter, because that is kind of more darker. So this really, the contrast against my skin tone, it just pops like crazy. And there's no white cast in any of these highlighting products. No matter how much you build up, how much layering you do, there's no white cast at all. They're just beautifully formulated. Just perfect, guys. Just perfect for dark skin. It's really hard to come by a palette like as if it's designed for dark skin. Both the Bloom and the Tan palettes are. I think I recommend both for you guys to pick it up. They're just like easy breezy, no problem kind of a formula. Works well on all ages because they are so thin and still so reflective. So this is the Glow Impact, this is the baked gelée, and this is the Super Glow, and this is the champagne. And then finally, let me just swatch that is the blush. You can see that slight pink. I don't know if you can see, but I didn't even have to build it up too much. Just one. I did use like a dense blush brush not like a very loosely bristled brush. It was pretty dense and like an angled brush, and it went on just in one layer. It went on really well, so I didn't really have a big problem with that at all. But and it blends beautifully, and the blush especially, it does not accentuate any. It is matte, and there's not even like the tiniest bit of shimmers in the blush. So and the formula is really beautiful. It kind of evens your skin out. It almost even like evens out the pores. It doesn't like accentuate it. The blush is really good, and so is the and so are the highlighters. I will say the mixing all these three highlighters together, meaning layering them, gives an incredibly high impact, more than the highlighters layered together in the from the Bloom palette. The tan palette highlighters just gives a very, very high impact liquid metal kind of an effect on your skin. It's really, really intense, probably because it's like much lighter on my skin. The tones are champagne, uh kind of on the warmer side, definitely, whereas the tones here are much more peachy and like floral almost. So this is not as light as the champagne tones on me. So I mean, I can get some really, really high glow impact highlighting look on your skin without the dark cast. I think it's like the best of both worlds. Absolutely, I really, really like it. Definitely recommend both the palettes, you guys, for dark skin and of all ages, because it does not accentuate any fine lines. It goes on beautifully. It's just a very easy palette, but the look is very beautiful, sophisticated. Like, it took a while to put it together, but it's very, 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 very well formulated. So what else? I think that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I absolutely love the palette. Get it if you want. For the Bloom palette, it is limited editions, but I mean, yeah, you could wait for a sale, I guess, if you want to take the risk. But the tan is not. I think I'm like 99% sure it's not. It is a permanent palette. But definitely double check before you buy. And I think that's it. Thank you so much if you watched, and if you stayed to this end of the video, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. It would mean a lot, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.